if somebody just picks out, they think that the data structures and algorithms is one of the toughest. Future of IoT industry is going kind of taking IoT devices to everyone's house, and mostly the house should be enabled with lot of IoT devices. That vision is somewhere not seen anymore. Out of four sections, you understood. I was always
And we will start with your journey, how you started with tech industry and how you are like you are a tech lead now. So what was the journey in all those years and what you have learned?
back in 2016 I started, and when I started, it was pretty different to what it is now.
Okay.
So usually it's like if you're getting placed from an engineering college,
Yeah.
you're successful.
Correct.
Okay, मतलब, it's not like today. People didn't had a lot of options. Options as in ke, first of all, LinkedIn was not that used. It was famous,
Okay.
but it was not used, and there was not lot of connections. Like people were not used to have a lot of connections, and somebody would know somebody. That thing
Correct.
was still there, and only a few of our friends, like, they moved to Bangalore initially without getting a job, and like in order to search themselves, okay, for something. But even after, like, they took a leap of faith, or maybe they had that in them, and when they came to Bangalore, like, they were not able to crack into something big.
Okay.
Okay, the things right now, it's different. Like, if the people, like, from north, like any of the colleges, other than the reputed colleges of IIT and IT, though the situation of IITs and NITs are also not good right now. But so as I was saying, even like now, if they move, so they will bag at least something around 8 to 10. Okay, even if they are like pretty decent. Okay, they are not supposed to be like extraordinary as well. So in my time, it was like, if you are getting placed from the college, like you are going to do a job, or otherwise for next 2 years, either you are going to struggle preparing for some government examinations, or you have to like go for MBA or higher education, or else you'll have to find a job. Okay. So we like in India, like we were not knowing all those things when we were in the college. Okay, this is a situation of engineering, and mostly the companies, like which are like these days, people don't want to go. Okay, like the service-based companies, Wipro, TCS, Accenture, and Cognizant. Those were the company who used to give the job. Okay,
Correct.
like 70% to 80% of the engineers who were passing at that time and were doing job just after college, it was the employer used to be the service-based companies.
Correct.
Right now, people don't want to go, or they'll keep it as a last option. But at that time, if you're not getting placed in these companies, most probably you are going to be jobless. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, that's not the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, right now it is like, if somebody might know, like their seniors could be here, their elders could be here in Bangalore, or say in other part of the country, it's not just Bangalore.
Correct.
And they can help them to come to Bangalore and search for the job. Okay, in our time it used to be different. They'll give you the job, like Wipro, TCS, and the what do you say is like call letter, or I think, I'm not sure what do they call them. Offer letter.
Offer letter.
Offer letter is
Joining letter.
joining letter,
Yeah.
right? So they'll give them the joining letter, like, come to Bangalore. So it could be like there was scenes like people will get placed after the college. They'll wait for 6 months to 1.5 year to get that joining letter call.
It's like 2000.
It's like if we have hired you in
Okay.
2015, but
Correct.
when I'm calling you for the job, it's almost like 2017.
But okay, so it was came for you for the fourth year or third year? Third year, no?
No, so it will come in fourth year, first semester.
Okay, means like 7 semester.
Yeah,
you are
7
talking.
semester. it will
Okay,
come.
okay,
But I'm not talking about like when I got like placed as in.
okay.
After completion of college, I'm talking about.
After completion, one more year.
1 to 1.5
Oh, at that time, no.
at that time.
What is current situation now?
Current situation is like nobody waits.
Means if they got job, they will.
Yeah, and it's like they also have reduced. Like earlier, it would be like Wipro will hire 30,000 of employees.
Correct.
TCS will hire 40,000. Other will, cumulatively will hire like 1,10,000.
Okay.
So at least 2 lakh students definitely used to get placed
Okay.
with these service-based companies. But now they've also reduced it.
they means like recruiting the people.
Yeah, they have reduced it to a lot.
Okay.
And even in my time also the recruitment was less, but now it's very less.
Okay.
And they are also hiring a mix of students like from
Okay.
tier 3 to tier 2 to tier 1 colleges like
Okay.
that. They're not just going for students who can, or engineers you can say, that can come for just like 4 or 5 LPS.
Okay.
They also have to raise their bar.
Okay.
So now the situation is that somebody who is actually willing to do the job and knows something in the coding, they can apply online. There are
Okay.
a lot of online platforms to apply for the job, or either they can apply for the internship in startups or other product-based MNCs, and they can go for the job. Okay. But in our time, that wasn't the case.
Okay.
Mostly it's like if you're getting placed, you should be happy and get the offer.
Okay.
And you can't say no to an offer. Okay? It's
Correct,
like,
correct.
or otherwise your management will not allow you to sit in the placement itself.
Correct.
And it has to be like you can keep sitting in the placement till you get the job. If you get the job, let's say you got a job in the placement with 3 to 4 LPA.
Correct.
And the next company which is coming for recruitment, okay, it's offering you 8 to 10 LPA. But since you have already bagged an offer, you can't sit in that.
Correct.
So that was also one of the case with me. I got placed in the first company first day, and for the rest of year, I was like kind of placement coordinator.
Okay.
Like I used to coordinate for the placement, but I was not allowed to sit in the placement.
Okay.
So these are the stories of basically that time. Right now, one thing good which I have found and which is different is like students in the college days, they know what to do, like as in to get the placement. Okay.
Now student knows.
Now student knows.
Correct.
I won't say as in to do the job.
Okay.
Because nobody can teach you what to do in the job.
Correct.
Unless you are
in the company.
In the company.
Correct.
Okay. But they know that you have to do DSL go.
Yeah.
Even if you are from tier 3 college.
Correct.
If you are good in data structures, if you are good in algorithms and some parts of like some technical jargons, you can like
system
remember.
designs.
System design won't be asked from the students of last year.
Means like
freshers.
They can ask them to build a tic-tac-toe or something like that.
It depends. It depends ki you are going to which company. So mostly when they ask you to build an application for a fresher, in nowadays, it's not like they want you to complete or finish the game.
Correct.
They want to see first of all, have you given up after just listening the question.
Correct.
Second thing is like they want to see that even if you're applying a brain or not.
Okay.
Like you might not reach to the solution.
Okay.
And that is perfectly fine.
Correct. Correct.
But at least you're trying or not. In the case that they are asking you to build any application or anything else and give your thoughts on any kind of application. But data structures and algorithm is everybody knows कि you have to go to, like there is a lot of YouTube channels and influencers.
There is one data structure and algorithm in engineering days was one subject only.
Yeah.
Now everyone thinks the whole industry's backbone is data structure and algorithm. What was like that?
So I'll tell you. So even now or even at that time, this is it's a very kind of important topic.
Correct.
In nowadays. So it's like basically, as you said, it was a subject.
Correct.
It was a subject of third semester.
Correct.
Okay, that you are supposed to know whatever data structures or whatever algorithms they teach you in the college. If you're coming from a good school, you know them already.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So it's just like you can say there is data structures and algorithms. There is computer architecture. Okay. Then there is your good subjects such as theory of computation, automata. Okay. But if somebody just picks out, they think that data structures and algorithms is one of the toughest subject or topic to command. Take get the command in. Okay, so that is the reason like they have gone into like pushing more and more people into a rat race. There was a rat race once when they were in the 12th.
Correct.
That you have to compete into and get into a prestigious college. If you don't get into, then you are not a good engineer or you might not be able to do anything good in your life.
Correct.
But now the situation is, even if you are not doing, they are still having one more race for you. Okay, like let's say you somehow escape.
We call it a fang race.
I'll say you have somehow escaped the matrix.
Correct.
Okay, that
Yeah.
you have not got into that rat race of qualifying or like living everything. Like
Hmm.
a child who is like 17 to 18 years of age has a lot to do in his life, lot to
Correct.
learn
Yeah. Yeah.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, books, physics, chemistry, maths is not all.
Correct.
Okay, the world is beyond it,
Mm-hmm.
and mostly people who like have like gone, who have made their life like it's the main motto of their life, and they have been preparing for it for 4, 5, 6 years. Mostly you will see that at some chapters of their life they are lagging very bad.
Correct.
Okay, so it's kind of a rat race. If you have escaped, you have got just kind of like you have got into college, you have done the engineering. Somehow they have made it like to compete, make to like kind of you can say ki, uh, they have influenced you. Okay, there's a lot of influencers these days. They have influenced you to participate in this race.
Correct. Right.
And from my personal experience, I'll tell you, data structures and algorithms is good to know
Yeah.
so that you can think, so that you can code, but it's not a must to have. And
Correct.
especially this competitive level of programming,
Correct.
it's of no use. Okay? People even who are qualifying for this FANG or MANG kind of companies, once they are in those companies, they are not going to use that skill.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? And I'm not sure why it's still promoted in the companies. Because your interview skill these days are not relevant with your performance skill. Or you
Correct.
work in the company. Okay, what you
Correct.
have to work. Because there are times like we have all done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we
Correct.
have
Correct. We have
learned
gone
data
to it.
structures and
Yeah.
algorithms, then 500 plus questions, got
Correct.
into the company doing the same things.
Yeah. Means like everyone is like, but after coming to the company, it's just like that. I'm not using most of the data structures. Your seniors also tell ki why are using your own data structure. Already collection means like if you are talking about in Java sense, so like collection framework is also already there. Use that and forget the
So
other
yeah,
things.
so as I'll say you, there's a lot of frameworks in different
Correct.
like languages. Okay, and they are just supposed to make your work easier.
Right.
Okay, the computer science what it used to be in 2000, early 2000, it's not what it is now.
Correct.
Early 2000 or before than that, people were into the depth of the computer science. Uh, just like in other branches, core branches, people were learning one subject like structure and design. They learn in civil engineering, mechanics they learn in mechanical engineering. Okay,
Correct.
so those things were the core, and one subject. If you are expert in one subject, okay, you can have a good career out of it.
Correct.
And as like engineers, and you are supposed to engineering is all about like you are not just learning the things, okay, and you are somewhere applying it.
Correct.
Okay,
Right.
so engineering is mostly about applying the things.
Right.
So at that time, people used to get into the depth of subjects such as internet, computer architecture, what is operating system, okay, how to
correct.
enhance the operating systems,
Networks.
networking, and all these
Correct.
things, right?
Right.
So, but now the computer science is different.
There's a
Okay.
framework.
Now it's more about abstraction.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Abstract learning.
Correct. Correct.
You know things in the abstraction.
Yeah.
You can make a good use of it. Okay.
Right.
And you can make a good application, and you're nowhere supposed to learn the things in depth.
Correct.
Okay. So with the Python, that's what it is happening. Okay. With other languages, that's what it is happening.
Yeah.
And nobody has got the time. That's the reason why these big companies run, and they have different languages. They support
Correct.
different languages because they invest the money in that so that people adapt those languages.
Correct.
And they don't have to build the things themselves, and they
Right.
can use the things which is already in the market. Okay,
Correct.
so data structures algorithms is one of those things. Competitive programming, again, it's sort of my like I don't understand the need of it. Okay, somewhere it can help you to like think, but otherwise, right now most of the companies is solving the problems related to humans.
Correct.
Let's say it's Swiggy, it's Zomato, or some other companies which is lending, okay, which is in the finance. So they are mostly solving the human problems.
Right.
Okay, there you need to understand and relate more to the problem rather than thinking ki what data structures you are going to apply on that.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, if it was an era where you were making Google Earth or Google Maps or some algorithm for YouTube, I can understand that you need to know the complex algorithms, complex data structures so that you can apply it. Okay, right now we are not solving machine problems.
Right.
We are mostly 70 to 80% of the companies are not tech centric. Okay,
Correct.
tech is one of the way to like enhance and enhance the reach of the company to like different sectors, different cities, tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Correct.
But tech is like they are not tech centric companies. Okay, nobody's building WhatsApp right now. Okay, maybe they are building, but the companies are less. Okay, which is building WhatsApp.
Correct.
So that is why the need of data structures and algorithms and in this rat race is not worth it.
Correct.
Because it's a glamour. Okay, like when you're out of the Bollywood industry, you see there's a lot of glamour, but the struggle only that person can tell you who's into the Bollywood industry. Okay, similarly, if you will say about this tech industry, that's a glamour.
Correct.
That you have got into a good product-based company.
Yeah.
But nobody tells it.
Yeah.
Almost 40 to 50% of the people who go there take it on the basis of their skill of data structures and algorithms.
Correct.
They drop out within 1 year.
Okay, so Aamir, moving forward, I want to ask you a question which comes very frequent. Like, what is the future of IT industry and how it aligns with AI?
Okay, so future of IT industry is good. So people have a lot of opinions. We have seen a recent trend has been like there has been a slight down graph of people who are going to engineering, thinking that maybe the IT boom is over or the bubble has burst or there's a lot of people in the industry and it cannot accommodate more newcomers, but that's not the case. And there's still a lot of things where we can fit in. Okay, because for the IT, the sky is the limit. Because more people like if we are not able to think about the problems and try to find its solution, that does not mean that problem is not there or there isn't a solution. Let's say nobody thought about companies like Zomato, Blinkit, and all things. But now they have seen that there is a gap. They have filled this gap, and people think, okay, this was also the place where the IT could have done something. Similarly, there's a lot of things right now, and there's still a lot of future of the IT. And AI is a thing which is going parallel. AI is not going to take the job of the people. Okay, AI is basically going to make the things more easier for the people and easier for the companies.
Right.
Okay. So as in if you'll go, so right now AI, if you see a lot of places chatbots are been put. Okay.
Right.
So it's not taking job of the people. The chatbots are available at 3 a.m. in the morning. For the company, otherwise no employee, at least in IST time, is working at 3 a.m. in the morning to solve or to reply to a problem faced by the customer. Right. Even though if the chatbot does not solve the problem, okay, if somebody is there to listen to you or record your ticket, you feel that I am being listened. Okay, so in that case, AI is helping the company. Correct. Okay, to protect its image, and most of the times you will see that AI is handy with the solution also. That I'll revert you back this much amount of money. I'll give you back if you don't like the order or something like that. Right.
Like Swiggy and Zomato using
Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit, lot of places it is there. So AI will go hand in hand, and it's like in early 2000. So bank used to early 2000 or before that also, like 1995 to 2000. Many of the banks were opposing computers. They used to think, the bankers used to think, if the computer will come, it will do all the calculations, and the job of cashier, job of all these people who is doing all the other manual work will be gone. Right. Again, they opposed it, but fundamentally it was not correct. Okay. Many people who lost the job or they were not able to do the work were the people who opposed the computers. Okay. Right. The banks such as big banks like SBIs and other big banks, PNBs and national banks who adopted the computers, their employees were able to do the work much faster and better. Correct. But other Grameen banks or small banks, whose employees were opposing, thinking that our job will be gone. Okay, those are the banks which did not do good for a few years, or they were not able to kind of compete with the other banks. Right. Okay. Similarly, the case is going to be with the AI.
Right.
If you will say, even in the engineers companies or anybody or any companies who is like we are against AI and we don't want to include it as a part of our company, or we don't have a need of it, you have to find a need.
Correct.
If you don't find a need, somewhere you will lack.
Right.
Okay, and you have to find a need. Companies have to find a need. Employees have to say that, okay, I am okay with knowing the AI.
Correct.
Okay, or AI is why there's nothing to be fearing. Okay, it will not take your job. It will make it easier.
Right.
And it will make you more valuable if you are able to apply it in a better way.
Right.
If you are able to find the better applications of artificial intelligence.
Correct.
Okay. Right now, for example, let's say you have these traffic signals. Okay. It could be based on AI.
Right.
Okay. You are not able to think. You have not put it. Okay. Right now, signals are just working like 30 seconds on all the four corners, and some of the lanes are getting jammed.
Right.
Okay. Because the traffic is on just one lane, and you're just giving 30 seconds of circle to each of the lane,
Right.
which is not of use.
Right.
Okay, if you put the AI cameras and using that, it can see that if the stretch is for 20 meters, it has no traffic. Okay, you can just make that road as a red signal, and you can open the signal where there is a traffic.
Right.
So these are kind of applications which you can think of AI.
Correct.
Or even more, it's a very basic and simple one. So these are applications we can think that what kind of application can fit in my company. AI is nothing new. AI is not huge. Okay.
Right.
What is AI is like it has exceptional computational capabilities.
Correct.
It has huge storage.
Right.
Okay, it is fast.
Hmm.
It's not smart or
Right.
smarter.
Okay.
It's the people who train the particular machine.
Right.
They are smart.
Right.
They give the commands. They give them the AI the data. Okay. Which is able to they are able to give them the rules based on which the model trains.
Correct.
Okay, AI does not it will not be of no use. Okay, if you don't provide it with the data.
Correct.
It's not smart. It can do your computation faster, quicker, and
Right.
huge volumes of data it can process quicker.
Right.
So that is what AI is. Okay, and anywhere you do the applications. So that is how you have to see if you are having a company where you can fit the AI.
Correct.
Okay, like for example, any video editing company can train its model. Okay, to remove the noises of the video, or certain kind of things to how to make the buffering or anything as smooth using the AI. Okay,
Right.
so that they don't have to manually sit and do that processing themselves.
Correct.
So they can get a help in case uh, the manual power, the manual workforce don't have to be that huge.
Right.
And basically you shoot a video, you put it in the machine, and machine does all the work for you.
Correct.
And that is what AI is, and that is what the future of AI should be. But we don't see a lot of adoption, and you have to come up with unique ideas.
Right.
If you come up with the unique ideas of the AI, it's you can bring even a revolution in the IT industry as well. Like
Correct.
ChatGPT is there, right? Or
Right.
any kind of other its competitors. So it's not something ChatGPT is not doing anything unique.
Correct.
Like it's doing all the searches for you, or maybe it's already trained on those things.
Right.
And it's just giving you what you're looking for. It's going to it. It's a search engine which is trained to give you your outputs in a way or in a fashion which you can understand better,
Correct.
which you can relate to better, okay, which
Correct.
they can relate to better.
Correct.
So that is what AI is. Okay, you can think of an application and you can suggest it to your companies. Your companies can think of it, and you have to make it. Neither the companies nor the employees have to be saying we are anti-AIs because it's going to take the people's job. It's evil, okay, or anything as it. Okay, it's
Right.
not able, and it's not going to take people's job. It's going to make people's job easier.
Right. It will create more jobs as well in that industry.
It might create, yes.
Right.
It might create.
Yeah.
So let's say these all things are if you say use cases of the drones flying from one place to another delivering the food.
Correct.
Okay, it's powered by AI.
Right.
Okay, it's able to follow the map on its own. Okay, that is what AI is. Okay, to make the things easier. People, there were no concepts of the drone, there were no concepts of the cameras, no integration of the maps with the drones, no food delivery app. So it has basically improved the like companies' capabilities to deliver the food even in unforeseen circumstances, like it's raining very heavy or your delivery partners are not available there in those areas. It's very hot sunny day.
Right.
Okay, you're still able to deliver the food. You're able to kind of evade the traffic. Okay, like huge traffic, you can just deliver through the drones in a very minimum amount of time.
Right.
So those kind of applications of AI is always going to be there. We just have to see if we are able to find something. When it's first thing is like it's costly.
Right.
Okay, like maybe it's like your idea is good, but you don't have the budget to make it. Okay, maybe your idea is good, your company is not ready to go ahead with it because it will like a lot of cost will go in making it, because you need a machine, you need people, you need to train it, and so the cost goes in. And it's very tough for individuals to carry on their own self projects.
Correct.
Like there are online platforms which gives you some computational capabilities on their servers, some space, but then again you can't train a model. Okay, the huge data.
You want to train a model.
Also a problem with that the AI is data.
Right.
If you are training with 1,000 data or 10,000 records, 1 lakh records,
it won't give you a proper result.
Yeah. Your records should be used as like billions.
Right.
Okay,
billion number of rows.
Okay, like that.
Right.
So one problem is data. The other problem is the cost.
Correct.
Okay, that is the reason like there's lot of AI is not catching up. Though it will catch up in the market, but not lot of companies, not lot of individuals are coming up with the huge ideas or groundbreaking ideas to implement some models or everything.
Right.
Because you can train something, you can go to Kaggle, you can get some problem statement, you can solve AI and some machines.
Right.
Okay, and then you'll be like, okay, I've learned a lot. Okay, but that's not the tool. Data cleaning, say like a data preparation is a very lengthy process. Take a lengthy process. So in my experience, when I learned the AI, so it was like my second year of experience in IT industry. So we also had this like AI has kind of, you can say, AI may people who want to go in AI right now is much less compared to what it was in our time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Almost everybody was like data mining was one thing at that time. Right now you will not listen a lot of people talking about data mining.
Bitcoins were
data
trending topics 2019-20 it was there. 21
17, 18, 19, 20 kind of.
Correct.
But right now, not a lot of people. In data mining also, there's a huge computation.
Correct.
You need to have a good machines.
Right.
And without that, you can't do it.
And cost is also associated with it.
Yeah, cost is associated. That's what I'm talking about now. So, in order to get those machines, you have to invest a lot of money.
Right.
So, and so those machines are not coming in a friendly budget.
Correct.
So, in our time, almost 8 to 10 of the people who are passing out of the engineering, with a good understanding of market, they want to get into 3 things, not just 2. Either they'll go in IoT, or they have to go in this AI/ML, or they want to go in data mining. Okay. So data mining, there's one more word for it. I'm not kind of remembering it right now. Blockchain. Okay. Data mining is a part of blockchain. Okay. So आपका 3 things was there. IoT was there, AI/ML and blockchain. Almost 8 to 10 people wishes to work in that, but industry has its own course. Out of 8, 5 will not get the opportunity to work on those things.
Right.
Okay, because again, the same problem. Not all of companies wants to afford or put a lot of money in those things.
Right.
companies which are product based or which who likes to work on cutting edge technologies will definitely invest in those technologies, but only up to an extent which is benefiting them immediately.
Right.
Okay. Long term investment, if they will do, they will do in their own organization. They don't want to do it with any service based companies, I think.
Correct.
So as I told you, I was like in the second year I was working with Wipro
Right.
for Intel. Okay. So in Intel we did this some projects we used to do, and so I was in the project which used to deal with IoT. Okay. So it was a building management platform we were building. So we had a lot of I had a lot of learning in that. Okay. No denying. Even right now, I feel IoT industry has shrunken to the 10% of what it was at that time.
Correct.
The reason was that IoT was both software as well as hardware at that time.
I think at that time I also heard many of the companies coming with their own chipsets, like
Right now
Raspberry
they
Pi was the famous.
Raspberry Pi is the so we have this backnet protocol.
Yeah.
KNX protocol by Schneider Electrics. We had some older protocols such as Modbus.
Okay.
So right now, so at that time, the IoT industry was both about software as well as hardware. But now it has shrunken, and mostly the companies are working in the chips itself. They will just make all these hardware's integration. They'll do with the minimum works.
Right.
Like they can have lights changing to multiple colors and all these things. Okay, so it was the idea was very huge at that time. Still it is, but it's in various complex places. Okay, and big hotels, mansions, villas. In those places, the IoT is still there, but the vision of making IoT devices go in everyone's house, and mostly the house should be enabled with lot of IoT devices. That vision is somewhere not seen anymore, and I won't say it's lost, but it's not seen. Right now, IoT is in fridges and lights. That's all. Maybe in the
what we call it is smart appliances that come in the IoT.
Smart appliances, you can say, right?
Yeah.
Enabled with Bluetooth.
Correct.
Okay. Other than that, it's not there.
Right.
Okay. But the idea or vision at that time when I used to work in IoT, it was quite huge. So though we these big companies they don't work for like smaller houses as in they'll target big buildings companies, okay, where there will be HVACs, AHU, okay, and some other big devices. Like I don't remember the names as in right now. So these were the things like why I used to work while my other teammates or my colleagues they used to work in AIML. Okay. Though I learned IoT, I was also curious and my just like all the 14, 15 people like other than me or 2-3 people, we were 2-3 people. Other than us, 14, 15 people are working in the same ODC we are working. They are doing the AI things. So that curiosity is also there, and we have that backing of Intel. We have huge machines. We can train different models.
Right.
So I got a chance. I was like curious where my manager was there. One thing I would say in my entire journey, I was very fortunate because I have met good people.
Okay. Let's elaborate this your journey, how it got started. Like from 6th standard, you have been doing it. So can you elaborate it for us?
So I'll say that though when I started it, I had no idea. What it will get me into, and so it's a very interesting story. Though I'm not sure if it will interest everybody as it. So I used to be one of the good students in school, but when I went to 9th standard, I failed in computer science. And so it was like I was very badly humiliated. It was the quarterly examination of 9th standard, and so in our school it's like either you are supposed to take commerce or you are supposed to take computer science. It is decided in 9th standard.
Okay. From the starting. It's like 2 years before only.
No, so it's like from 6th standard you will do. Even from 5th standard we have done. It was basic logo. Okay. In 6th standard they'll teach you C++.
So from 6th standard you started.
So
Nice.
6th, 7th, 8th, I guess I've done C++. And since my elders were also in the same school, I got to know about the Java and all before and itself.
Okay.
Though all in all, computer science, what it is, I had no idea. So when I went to 9th standard with good marks and all these things, it was quarterly examination. So in that exam, it was mostly about databases.
Okay.
Till date, let me tell you, I hate the database the most. Okay, I don't like database because I know what it is, how it works, everything. But at that time, it was theory, by the way.
Okay.
So out of 4 sections, 200 students, I was the only student who failed. Okay, it was very humiliating, and even my teacher, who was I respect him a lot. He was like, maybe you might have. He did not know me by then because he was. He used to teach only to the senior classes, and that was the first time I was studying from him. So he was like, maybe you might have failed in 4, 5, 6 more subjects. Okay. Okay, and whole class was like, already is talking about him. Okay, and so that was a moment. So I was humiliated. He was like, you failed by 6 or 7 numbers. I think I pass mark was 40. I scored something around 33, 34, maybe 36. He was like, maybe if you failed by 1 or 2 marks, I would have given you grace. Okay. But I'm not going to give you grace. Okay, and all the 4 section students should know that somebody has
failed in DBMS.
DBMS, yeah, DBMS was second chapter, data storage or something, some thick book. That was one of the turning points, and I felt very bad. Going forward, it happened to be like it was half yearly, and we used to have 3 exams in the school. Half yearly and final, I was among 5-10 students who passed in computer science. Okay. The rest all class used to fail. Not because as a for some other reason, but because coding was introduced. Okay. Till quarterly examination, it was purely theoretical.
It was like select star something, and you were passed.
I'm not sure if it was select star. I don't remember it.
DBMS was like this.
DBMS was like it. I think they taught us what is data storage and what is SQL. Okay. Maybe select star was there. I'm not sure. I don't remember. It was 9th class. File system, what is file system and all these things.
Okay, then it's not proper SQL queries and all those things. It was file system saving and all those things.
So I was like, I don't understand this. Okay. I don't understand the need of this. Right. Why are they teaching us this? We can do everything in memory. Okay. So why do we need a database?
Like any 9th class standard used to think about why need a storage in memory we can do.
So we were taught, so basically mostly it was theory. Okay? So if you are not clear about the why part, so you might not grasp the interest in that. So after that, the coding was introduced. So these codes are kind of, I'll say, beginner to intermediate level of coding, which people do nowadays. To print the certain patterns of like star or maybe some other patterns, diamond pattern, or DNA,
ladder pattern, reverse ladder.
So or Pascal's triangles. So we have done that in 9th to 10th class. Oh. And it used to be like nested loops we used to write, right? So it used to be one of our favorite topics. Okay. If this comes, we have banked 5 numbers. Okay. Because it's nested loops and all these things.
Privileged type to have read all these things in 9th class.
Okay. Nothing is there which is something which you're not understanding. Okay. So all these things which I again had to learn for interviews only for the purpose of saying that I know the things, the definitions. Like all this function overloading, function overriding, what is polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation, and all I have learned back in 9th to 10th class standard. Nice. Okay, so it was clear. Okay. If Sunita Arora was the writer of the book, I am not sure.
I guess Sunita Arora.
Sunita Arora was the writer of the book of what we studied in 10th class. Okay, so it had a huge.
Sunita Arora for Java or something like.
Yeah,
I think so.
It was Java.
Okay.
So it was. I think so. Sunita Arora. Not sure with
the. I'm also not sure, but I think I have heard the same.
So, it was quite like good book.
Correct.
At that time at least. Okay. Even now I'll say it's good.
Yeah, correct. It covers everything.
If you have to understand the basics. Okay. And so that's the thing. So 9th, 10th I studied Java, and many of my friends after 10th they went for doing IITs to prestigious coaching institutes.
Okay.
Even coaching institutes used to be prestigious at that time because you have to crack their entrance examination.
Now going FANG company and getting a course to get into FANG is a prestigious now.
Now, so that's what I'm saying, you know. So they are still dragging you.
Correct.
To compete in some or other sense. I was not sure when I was introduced to coding or computer science that I'll be having a career in this. But post 10th standard, I was pretty sure because after enrolling for 11th or 12th, I was pretty sure that I'm not going to do anything with physics, chemistry, and maths.
Okay.
Though I was good, but it was not something that I want to compete. Let's say I enrolled in the same school for the 11th, 12th also, and it had to be like again I have to study computer science with Java for 2 years. This time it was tough. We had an introduction with data structures and algorithms.
Okay.
All kind of data structures, linked lists.
Okay. Collection framework came.
Collection was not there.
Not talking. Okay. You're talking about direct subjects.
I was talking about you are writing a class to create a linked list.
Oh.
Node.
Okay.
Node class.
Got it.
Okay. And let me tell you, it was tough. Okay. But somehow I was able to understand. Even a few of my friends who used to be like really good in coding and all. So we had a choice, like either you have to take files, say reading, writing,
file system, correct. Input
file systems,
yes. Yeah.
or you have to take this coding of data structures and algorithms.
Correct.
And file system is pretty easy compared to linked list and all these things at that time. But somehow I chose this. Right. Even my teacher was like, be careful while choosing it. And but we did. And we had metrics, we had 2D metrics and all these things we used to solve during that time only. Post that, let me tell you, in my college I have not done a single line of code to like prepare for code or just for exams I have written codes. Okay. I've never like gone back and took my books or I've studied or I have taken tension that I have to code, I have to learn this, how this will be done. Okay, so it was like the first semester of my college. It was pre-board. So my professor, my HOD was there. He was checking my paper. The pre-board used to be 30 marks, I guess. Or maybe before that, I'm not sure what was the paper. It used to be 30 marks. So my HOD, I finished the paper in 5 minutes. Okay. It was a 2 hours examination. I finished it in 5 minutes. Or maybe 10 minutes. Not more than that. Because it was all code. Okay. First semester of the college.
Means like you were coding in writing the codes on your
we
paper?
used to write in the paper.
Okay.
In the first year of the college. And that was the first time I was introduced to C. Let us see.
Okay, let us see.
Now this is my introduction to the third language.
Okay.
C++, Java and then C. In the college.
Like reverse direction you have been flown to.
Kind of. So I was C. And it was very easy to catch. Other than your headers, include core new orders, studio orders, everything inside is same.
Correct.
You have to in the end something written something.
There is profit in C that you do not have to make class.
That is also there. So I finished the paper in 10 minutes and again the class was under the perception. And so one thing with me is like I have been roll number 1 since my entire life.
Correct, your AAMIR.
It has
you have 2 alphabet starting with A.
Starting with A. So the competition was like I had no competition.
Correct.
Even the second person, Abhilasha or somebody will be like roll number 2. I'll always be roll number 1.
Correct.
So people will know what is happening to the roll number 1.
Mostly people like Abhishek used to be roll number 1, but you have AA in the Aamir.
Even like it has to be. It's been with me like in my 10th.
Yeah.
So in our school, it used to be like paper used to come to the school from syndicate bank. The Pope will go to the bank. Okay. He'll bring the bundle of the paper with a stamp.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he'll call somebody who's sitting on first bench. That used to be me. So I'll go to the stage and he'll be like, so do you verify the seal is there? There is no forgery. No paper is not. Seal is not broken. Then he'll ask me to cut the seal because I have done it like in my entire life. 10th class, 12th class, I have been gone to the podium. I have been I'm the first person who's seen the question paper.
Okay.
Okay, so in the college also it happened to be I am the roll number one. Finishing the paper in 10 minutes. So college one's benefit is like you finish the paper, you can go. In school you have to get down to the bench and then complete the
for all
3 hours.
3 hours.
In college you can complete the paper and you can go.
Yeah.
So I have submitted the paper in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so it was pre-board or something because the paper got checked the next day. The whole class was like, this guy is going to get thrashed because he is going to get 0 marks. And my HOD was checking. He gave me 29 and a half. Okay.
Why?
And I was like, why did you give me 29 and a half out of 30? Okay. And he was like, I am your HOD, I don't want to give anybody 30 out of 30. Okay. Nobody can get full marks with me. And so I was like, give me a reason. He was like, somewhere you have scribbled on the paper, for that I am cutting half marks. Okay. And I am telling you, after my 12th class, I have not studied coding at all.
Okay.
Okay. I might have to prepare for
interviews.
Okay. Data searches and algorithms.
The hard reality.
But I have never studied as in. I've never gone to the books. I've never gone to the any site to understand any piece of code. Because for me it's very clear. Okay. As I told, class is a blueprint of real world object.
Correct.
Okay. Anything and class can be related. It's open. Okay. About the logic, it depends what's the requirement. You write the logic inside the behavior as a method. So there's nothing to be done. So I guess I was telling you about my Wipro.
Right. After college you end up. How you end up in Wipro? Means like why not any other IoT company or something like that?
No, it was not like I wanted to go in IoT.
Okay.
Or I wanted to go in AIM. I was like I did lot of I was in a ease in my college because I don't have to study and all these things. All these papers were quite easy for me. One paper was like theory of computation was tough.
Theory and computation is actually you have to means.
So I was so good at that paper. Okay, because of my teacher.
Okay.
I was so good and I studied with some of the videos of some professor from IIT Madras. I am forgetting her name. It's available in NPTEL.
Okay.
So I studied automata from there and from my teacher, and somehow I got my hands into one of the very great books, and so I was pretty good, pretty solid in automata. I still remember some of the topics like PDAs and something, right? So I used to when I was in third year, I used to give tuition or crash courses to the students who was in
one day before
who was in second year. So I used to be like, I'll give you 2-3 days crash course, and I used to learn a lot. From that was my first earning also by the way.
Okay, nice.
Like teaching or giving crash courses for automata, and all the students I have taught basically they've got good marks, so I'm happy. So from my college, the reason I got into this company is as I told you, the situation for us used to be is if company is coming for placement and you are eligible for it, you have to sit for the interview. Okay, if you are not cracking the interview, it's a different thing. But if you're cracking the interview, you have to take the offer, and you can't sit in another company. And also, you can't say that I don't want to sit into this company so that I can sit into another company. Otherwise, you will be barred. You will not be allowed to sit into the other companies.
Correct. No, actually, I was asking the question why you joined Wipro, because you have been so much thing already known to you. So means you have known the industry. Like in your colleges, you have been only thinking about okay, this company is doing this, I should go on this. So that's why I've asked the question why you chose Wipro at the first move.
Okay, so I won't say
not that the company.
I won't say I was all knowing about the industry.
Yeah, correct. So wait, sorry.
I won't say I was all knowing.
Okay.
I wasn't all knowing about the industry, and ऐसा भी कुछ नहीं था कि I have some certain kind of interest. That I want to go to the fintech, banking domain, or maybe the housing domains. ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. We were chill.
Okay.
We were like wherever we'll go, we'll do it.
Okay.
Whether it be IoT, whether it be IML, or whatever it is, we will do it. And whatever I got it to, we did it also. So my first or like the achievement in the early of the career came as in case I was projected to the clients when I was just 1 year of experience.
Okay.
And the client used to be Intel and they used to sit in USA.
Okay.
Okay, so that was one of the early success for me. Okay, I used to deal with the clients. Deal with as in not I am gathering the requirements from them. Okay, used to be again my managers and my seniors. But whatever I have coded, I was allowed to show. Okay, they can ask me the questions. I can ask them the questions and all these things. Okay, so that was the thing, and then we completed PMP, building my management platform. That was IoT project. Then I got into AI/ML. I trained some of the models. Okay, and with also AI/ML also when I'm saying so AI/ML may also right now the problem is many of the people are still on the surface level. Okay, they're just scratching the surface. They know a few models. They will train it and they'll be like, okay, I have known
everything.
Not everything, but at least I know they can write in the resume.
Right.
Okay. They know how they have no idea how a machine is trained.
Right.
Okay, what's a machine learning or what are different models.
Correct.
Okay, what are the coefficients which are attached to different columns.
Correct.
So that they can have their own weights. Okay, those things are not known to many people right now, and so that is the problem. At least with AI/ML, that is a problem. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, you'll not be able to. You will have to have two things. Okay. Either you have a domain expertise.
Right.
You get your model trained by anybody who has expertise in AI/ML, or you have to. If you're not having domain expertise, you should know how to better train your models. Okay. Right. Like you can't be just like when I trained my first model, I got an accuracy of like 98%. Okay. And
nice.
So it happened like no, I'll tell you the story. It's very funny. So when I discussed with my seniors and they were like, you have done something terribly wrong. Okay, why? How could your model get 98% accuracy?
It is a wrong thing.
Yeah. So we used to be like.
What was the average at that time?
It was 70. Okay, it's a very famous problem statement. So it's like you get a data set of rockets or shuttle which goes to space by NASA. Okay, and when it comes back, so it's a shuttle, right? So it will have at least 1,000 components. Correct. Okay, and it will have the data associated with it. So you have to train a model and say if I send this same shuttle to the next space mission, whether my space mission will be successful or not. Okay. Okay. And
complex problem.
It's complex problem.
Correct.
You don't have a domain expertise.
Nothing you don't.
You don't know which part is important of the shuttle, which is not. Okay. You have thousands of records and thousands of columns.
Correct.
You have to do data cleaning. Not all the data is present. Some data are bad. Okay. Some data is missing. And so it's like the accuracy of that problem is 68 to 72%. Okay. Right. That's the best which has been achieved. And also the problem is like it's related to real problem. Okay. It's a real time machine. It's not like if something goes wrong, still you're okay. It's not a chatbot. Okay. If you train it wrong, people will lose it.
It's like people will lose life.
Lose life and a lot of money.
Money will go.
A lot of money, billions of dollars are gone. Okay, so I trained it. I got 98% accuracy. We were in the lunch. I was discussing with Naveen and Anil, and they were like, something you have done wrong. And I was like, they used to be good people. Okay, so they have never been they have always taught me. Okay, so I was like curious, and all the time of the lunch, I was thinking about it, and I came into like I looked into the coefficients which are attached. Okay, all the weights which are attached to my columns, and I found out one column is having a value of 1. Okay. So value of 1 is like that column is deciding the entire machine. Okay. The other columns which are there is 0. Okay. There's no value. Okay. So it's like you're training your model on one column. Let's say my phone number. Let's say I'm training a machine on data that this is the data of people based on which you train a model. That if I put some data and try to see if this person will do a credit card default or not. Correct. Okay. So you'll have a lot of columns, right? You'll columns like name, phone number, email, location, age, gender, marital status. These all things are very important for this kind of domain statement, right? You can
Correct.
create called defaulter, this person will be or not.
Right.
Your gender matters a lot. Okay?
Correct.
Let's say if I'm training some other model, gender might not make any sense.
Right.
But in this statement makes sense. So this is
Right.
what domain knowledge is, right?
Correct.
And then phone number, email ID, location matters a lot. Marital status matters a lot. Whether you're alcoholic, what are your eating habits, this matters a lot. Take care.
Correct.
So let's say I'm training the model in that. So just to make you understand what does it mean to like train a model just on one value. Take one column. I have these many columns. Take care. I have to train a model to see whether if I put a data of one person, this guy will be a credit card defaulter or not. And then I find out that my machine is training on my phone number. And rest of the data is not being even used.
Okay.
Okay, what is his location, marital status,
Okay.
gender, his eating habits, drinking habits, smoking, non-smoker. Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing is being taken into consideration, and one column which might not even have a significance. Okay.
It is taking.
It is taking and training completely. That's why the accuracy is reaching to 98%.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the things which you learn eventually when you have time.
Correct.
You are having good set of
Seniors
people around you.
Right.
And you are learning.
Right.
Okay. You're not doing it as a part of delivering a project or just like because you're doing a job, you have to earn your bread. So these are different phases. Okay. I told you my life has been luxury to work with the people I have worked with till now.
Yeah.
So I have learned after IoT, this was the thing. Post leaving Wipro, okay, I went into a reinsurance company. Okay. A company who does insurance of insurance.
Okay.
Okay. So that was a bit of, I worked there for quite less. It was like for 6 months. Though the product was very good and the opportunity in this company was very good, but technology wise they were behind. They were a desktop application in this time, and they were doing good business. They were trying to shift also their technologies, but I didn't like at that moment of time.
Okay.
And post that I shifted to the company I'm right now.
Okay.
It's a fintech-based startup, and we are doing good over here. And again, also here, we have a lot of good people.
Nice. So yeah, Aamir, one more question. You have talking about like you have made good colleagues over the time period. Can you miss what they have put in your what colleagues put a role in someone's career or someone's journey? So it makes it good.
So as I told you, I was very fortunate. Okay, and it has been a real luxury to work with these people, especially the people of the Wipro. Like they were all seniors.
Okay.
And I was never made to feel dumb, or I was never made to feel like I'm not catching up the things, or however it was. Like I worked with the people, like they were thinkers. Okay, even in this time when people are just doing their job as a part of their job, they get to do something. These guys were thinkers.
Okay.
And we used to think together.
Nice.
We have thought together. We have stayed in the office so late in the night, and we never felt like we were staying late in the night. And so in this kind of company, especially like service-based company, Wipro TCS, people will leave the office till time at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Like a mandatory, they'll leave the office by 6 o'clock. We'll be staying like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 some days, 11 some days. So it was good. It has been really good to learn from them, and your seniors play a huge role in shaping your career.
Right.
Let's say that I might be a different kind of people. I have fought a lot. Okay. I have fought to be where I was, because just after entering Wipro, it was not like I got into it. Okay. Though when I was trained in the Wipro, I was a topper of my batch. Okay.
Nice.
Of the training batch. But I was a topper of my training batch, and I didn't get my project 3 months after the training, and everybody else did.
Okay.
Okay. What was I the topper for? I don't know. Okay. I was in the same training batch. Different batches are coming for training, and I'm seeing them getting trained. Being the topper of the previous batch, I don't have a project. Okay. I was sent to Chennai from my first job. I came back. Then I got into Intel. I fought a lot. My first project was in C++, so I was good at that also. I wanted to do it in Java. Okay. With Intel, fortunately, I got to do it in Java, though, because Intel is a company of embedded systems, they'll work in C and C++.
Correct.
But since our project and that time IoT used to be different, software and hardware used to be different. If it is
Okay.
this time IoT, it will always be C and C++.
Okay.
Will not get an opportunity to work in Java.
Thank you for coming to my podcast. So we always wanted to shoot it for quite a while, but today it's finally possible. Thank you for coming. It's been